Considered one of the best under-21 players in the world in 2017, he is compared with Neymar and was the most expensive 18-year-old player in the world. But do you know who Vinicius Junior is? Do you know where he started his career? Don't worry, I'll tell you. But first, if you're not a channel subscriber, subscribe right now to support our work so you get more videos like this. From an early age, he performed above average. Vinicius José Paixao de Oliveira, Jr., better known as Vinicius Junior or Vini Malvadeza. Born in July 2000, in São Gonçalo, Rio de Janeiro, here in Brazil. Coming from a humble family, it wasn't always easy. However, with the support of his uncle, things went well. As a child, Vini was known for being calm, someone who lived, playing video games and was on the phone all day. At that time, he played with several teams in FIFA, especially Barcelona, as he was a big fan of Lionel Messi. Besides being crazy about video games, Vini Jr. also played football from an early age. He was always playing ball with his friends in the street and only went home to play FIFA or to eat and to sleep. Vinicius' first experience with football began in São Gonçalo, and it was there that he met and fell in love with the hat, a dribble used in football. This led to the discovery of his idol Robinho, who was the first person to make such a spectacular move. Like any Brazilian boy, Vinicius Jr. started his studies in 2006. He started as a student in one of the 125 schools of Flamengo in Brazil. After registration, his parents expected him to be 7 years old to allow him to start his story of success. That year, Vini signed up for futsal at Canto do Rio, a famous football club, Niterói, south of São Gonçalo. Vini's futsal training ground was a short ferry ride from Rio de Janeiro. At first, things went well, as his parents were able to take him to workouts. However, it didn't take long for their finances to start running out for Vinicius Jr.'s family. Vinicius had to stay with his uncle in Piedade city, closest to the training ground. There he felt very comfortable and took the court, futsal as your second home. Still in futsal, Vini Jr. rose in the ranking of his team and became the best player in his age group. It didn't take long for him to be awarded shirt 10, thanks to him being accepted as a point guard for his team. In August 2010, Vinicius Jr. auditioned for Flamengo's youth team and passed on. As a reward for passing, his father bought his first ticket to watch the Flamengo game. At Flamengo, Vinicius Jr. became the youngest star who would only see his life change each day. He joined his Flamengo teammates at his club's training center, which was about 70 kilometers from his home. While his father was looking for a better job in São Paulo, his mother had to move to join his son, who still lived with his uncle. Eventually, his father got the job and provided financial support. His professional debut took place in 2017, even being a joke among commentators. Sports, that joke ended when Vini Malvadeza started to be the most popular in the state of Rio de Janeiro, shocking commentators with his goals and his unique celebrations. 2 days after its debut, Flamengo announced its contract renewal. This made his release clause go up from 30 million to 45 million euros. In the same year, Vini Jr. represented Brazil's sub-17. He won the title, was the best player in the tournament, and presented himself to South America with 7 goals, being the team's top scorer. After the tournament, Vini Jr. was disputed by 2 European giants, Barcelona and Real Madrid. Both were willing to pay 45 million euros. With the delay of Barca to sign him, Real Madrid went and offered 46 million euros for the star. Vinicius Jr. didn't go to Real soon after being hired. He was allowed to stay at Flamengo until July 2018. The transfer of Vinicius Jr. to Real Madrid became historic. He was celebrated as the most expensive under-18 player ever sold in football. His adaptation in Real Madrid was difficult. He had to train a lot and listen to Karim a lot, Benzema, to get where you are. At Real Madrid, Vini progressed and improved a lot, being super decisive in the games, leaving the defenders lost on the field, until the title he won in one of the greatest teams in the world, if not the greatest in the world. But did you know a little about Vinicius Jr.'s career? Remember him in Flamengo? Do you think he's a key player at Real Madrid? Leave it in the comments and don't forget of course to like the video. I stay here for, see you in the next story. Thanks and bye bye.